look over there. What is he wearing? Is that a fur coat? And a money suit? Oh my gosh, he's got fish in his shoes. The reason why he's so stylish and happy and confident is because when he got up this morning, he showered in ballsy ball wash, and his jewels are jolly. Keep the funk off your junk, nuts, butt, and body wash, ballsy brand. Hello, everybody. Hello, welcome. Today. Let's talk about it. The podcast here with the Network King Lee Williams. I'm your host, Lee Williams, Network King Lee Williams. And today I want to talk about something that, and it's really got me I want to speak on this, and I want to make sure that I kind of talk about things the right way. So I took some time and wanted to come about and talk about this stuff because obviously, nowadays you talk about things, people get offended different ways, people take things certain ways. So you really have to be careful in what you say, what you do, what you post, how you say stuff and all that stuff. But, we need to talk about stuff. We need to be able to have open conversation about things. So that's why I want to come here and talk to you all about this and talk about as well. So right now we're going to talk about, you see the title and the headlines. We're talking about Chick-fil-A, heterosexual people, LGBTQ plus people, and Fellowship of Christian Athletes. And the reason why I want to talk about this is because, yesterday I had actually posted a picture of me at Chick-fil-A eating. So I posted a picture of me eating at Chick-fil-A, and I had the Chick-fil-A cup while I was drinking my drink. A picture of me drinking my drink at Chick-fil-A. Someone goes on my pages. I didn't know who the person was until they made a comment. Post on my pages that I should not be supporting Chick-fil-A. I shouldn't be eating there. That it's wrong. That we should help support the LGBTQ community by not eating at Chick-fil-A or not supporting Chick-fil-A. So after I saw the comment, I did respond. And my response was, well, one, I'm a heterosexual straight guy. I'm a straight guy. So obviously I date females, which, my preference choice is my preference, my choice. Whatever your preference choice is your preference of choice. I still respect everybody. Let's make sure that's clear and out there on that part. Your choice is your choice. Who you choose to date, what race you choose to date, and all that. I'm supportive of everybody. So I have nothing against that at all. So please, let's make sure that's clear. But as I said, hey, I'm a heterosexual guy, but I eat and support Chick-fil-A, eat their food. I love their food. I've loved their food for a long time. I've got family and friends who are members of the LGBTQ plus, and y'all know the plus because there's other letters and terminologies and stuff with sexual preferences and stuff along that line. So that's why I say LGBTQ plus. So I have family and friends who are, lesbian, gay, transsexual, bisexual, transgender, all that stuff, everything is on that part. So I have family and friends who are that, and, I treat them with love and respect them all and love them because they're family and friends. It is what it is. But I also know some people who are in that community that work there and eat there. So my question to the guy was, okay, well, there are people who are in that community that work there and eat there. Why aren't you saying something to them? Why, if they support it, what exactly are you coming at me for? It shouldn't say coming on that. What are you coming at me for eating there whenever, have you said some people in your community? Is something I'm missing? Because I know there was a time when something was going on with some controversy between Chick-fil-A, the LGBTQ community. It was a major controversy issue situation with the way Chick-fil-A, I guess, was handling some things by the owner. donations, where they were going and stuff like that. Um, so I know that was a big thing, and I know that went on for some years. I actually thought that that had gotten resolved and had it kind of resolved and worked out. Obviously, I mean, I don't keep up with all the news, everything that goes on, in the world. So apparently, that must still be going on in a sense. But the guy, gave a response back. Well, if you care about your friends and family who are members of the LGBTQ plus, then you shouldn't eat there unless chicken means that much to you, or whatever it is, and you don't care and love them. First of all, let me say this: I care and I love everybody. I love all my family, all my friends, and I care about them deeply. I do. I care about them deeply. And regardless of who they choose to date, regardless of what life they choose to live or what things they do, I still care about them and I love them. Now, everybody has their right to their own choice of what they do, and I care about them on that part. But you know, uh, but my thing was, like I told the guy, I said, you still didn't answer my question. Because my thing is, if you're coming at me about this and you're saying this is about your community, but if people in your community are doing just that, what's wrong, then obviously there's not a conversation going on in your community. So I waited, and after I said what I said, and I waited, I said I'm not going to go too much deeper into this. I'm going to wait, and I'm going to podcast this and talk about it. Because here's my thing, and I'm going to say this, and then I'll come back to what I went to the subject matter here. I'm an African American, as you all can see. I'm a black guy. A lot of people say Black Lives Matter. And yes, Black lives do matter, and all lives do matter. I also say this to my family and friends in the Black community. Black lives matter. So we as Blacks have to stop killing one another. So I also can't, so what I'm saying is, I can't just go say this to every other community to say, yo, y'all got to support Black Lives Matter, if I'm not going back and talk to my own Black community and say, Black Lives Matter, we have to quit killing one another. We have to quit robbing each other. We have to quit doing things whatever else. Because when we make the statement, Black Lives Matter, if you're robbing your own Black people, then you are saying that Black lives don't matter in a sense. I mean, it's so if and that's where I'm going at this on this part here is, okay, if there's a problem where you feel like your community shouldn't support something, if they're against something, but members of your own community are going and supporting and eating and working there. So maybe you need to have a conversation within your community, to the people in your community, to have something to talk to them about, because obviously somebody either isn't getting the memo or somebody has thought it got resolved, the situation's got handled or something, because I know if I'm going to speak Black Lives Matter to people, if I go within my own community, I got to talk to my own community and say, hey, y'all got to quit killing each other, because if we really truly matter, we can't do it to our own selves. Just my thought, just my opinion. And I'm entitled to my opinion. Other people are going to have their opinion, I'm sure. But this is where I'm at here on that part. I mean, but I did go back and read a little bit deeper to find out, because I was like, let me research this with that what the guy was saying on there, because obviously he didn't want to comment back on the part as far as when I said about the communities. What his comment was, he's like, well, you could maybe ask them to consider going to other places or deal with companies that, now here's what he said, deal with companies that donate millions of dollars fighting for the rights of women, African American, and LGBTQ communities. And he said, and maybe have a talk with people, and have a talk with the people that in the LGBTQ that are going to eat there or working there, ask them to consider something different. So I read it, I listened to it, what he said, but then my next thing was this. Okay, you're wanting to give me a teaching moment about the LGBTQ, Chick-fil-A, the stuff that's going on, whatever it is on that part. Well, I also decided to give him a teaching moment, because in his statement he talked about they should go and work at and support businesses that donate millions and millions of dollars to fighting for the rights of women, African Americans, and also LGBTQ communities. So my question then to him was, how are you just going to alienate the mom and pop businesses? How are you just going to alienate the small businesses? How are you just going to alienate them? Because now that's what you have done. So let's make this a teaching moment, because last time I checked, and I know, I mean, yeah, there's a lot of billion-dollar corporations out there. There's a lot of million-dollar corporations that can donate millions, can donate tons of stuff. But what about the mom and pop places who work hard? They might not have millions, but they donated something. Because in my mindset, everybody's part counts. It might not be millions from some, but if it's just a couple of dollars here and there, or if it's just a little bit of opportunity here and there, everybody's efforts counts. Because last thing I remember seeing, is I know a lot of people who are in the LGBTQ communities, a lot of people who are that support LGBTQ communities, and they are mom and pop businesses. They're small businesses. They supply opportunities for people regardless of their race, regardless of their gender, regardless of their sexual preferences or whatever else. And a lot of those people who do a lot of that support and really help put some things on the map are the mom and pop businesses and the small businesses and stuff like that, the independent businesses. They may not have millions to donate, but they have something to donate. They gave support, they gave time, they gave effort. A lot of the mom and pop businesses are the places who allow, as far as events, because they have pride events and different concerts, bands, other stuff, even outside of the pride event stuff. But the mom and pop businesses are the places that allow places to put their flyers up, that allow places to go in and at least do events there and support and whatever else. A lot of times it ain't the big corporations that are allowing a lot of things or stuff like that, but it's your small mom and pop businesses that will really allow people to put up flyers and advertise and promote and do additional things, put on events at their locations and stuff like that. So why does it have to be the $1 million supporting companies that you want these people to support? Why can't they support wherever they want to go, wherever they feel free to go? I mean, it's just a few things, and I guess, and that's why I wanted to kind of come on here and talk about this, to kind of see on this, to kind of see what's going on, So I mean, and if you want to help donate to what we're doing here, you can just support. There's some information there right there for you on that, and that part there. I saw we got a comment from Sarah Clark there. All of her friends are gay. They eat there, all of them. They also don't feed into the pandering. Okay. All right, so there's a comment there for you all to see there. So that's why I wanted to kind of come on here and talk about this, because obviously it's something that's still going on that I didn't know nothing about. Like I said, I thought I didn't see a problem in me eating. I love Chick-fil-A food. I mean, I always have. The lemonade is the bomb. The chicken sandwiches are great. The brownies are awesome. I mean, I knew there were some issues going on, but I thought there was some resolving. I mean, hey, let's just face back. Times have changed. People can change. People can do more things. They have changed their donating format. I do know that, as I read and looked at the information on there. They have changed the way that they donate, and stuff like that, which the organizations that they donate to and how they do stuff and whatever else. So now that goes on to another section here of something else to go here and talk about, because it's a thing here. So not only was it the Chick-fil-A thing that went on there, so let's look at Fellowship of Christian Athletes. You got Fellowship of Christian Athletes that obviously don't want to allow people who are LGBTQ, whatever, to be a part of Fellowship of Christian Athletes. The guy didn't say nothing about that, but that was another big thing that was going on. But that's something that I guess probably needs to be a discussion somewhere if it's going on, because I mean, in God we love. If you truly love God, we love everybody, regardless of what their preferences, their choices, or whatever else. We love everybody. Now, we may not agree with everything everybody does. Hear what I just said. We may not agree with everything everybody does, but you love everybody. So there was a big thing where a big debate came about and some issues came on in with the FCA and LGBTQ. So the guy didn't say nothing about that. I mean, you got athletes out here who are coming out, a lot of things right there. So, apparently, obviously, athletes out there that are LGBTQ can't be a member of the FCA. They can't be a member of the Fellowship of Christian Athletes. There's another thing out there on that part. So, there's a lot of stuff that goes on. And see, keep in mind, once again, I'm just saying this just clear for everybody. I'm a heterosexual male, straight male. But I have family and friends who are in the LGBTQ community. I support the LGBTQ community. I love people who are, in regards to who they are, regardless. And you know what? There's a lot of people in the LGBTQ community that are supportive of me. I mean, they love my suits, love my outfits. So, and they are great people, great family friends. We all speak, have a good time. I'll see them, give them a hug. Hey, how you doing? Much love to you and all that. I mean, I don't have a problem with anybody. But when you come on my page and you want to come at me to tell me about I shouldn't do this, I shouldn't do that. But my question still goes back to, if your own community is doing it, maybe you need to speak a little bit more in your community and talk to your community about it, because something's missing. Maybe I missed something, whatever else. I mean, I know and I believe and I love everybody. And like I said, I speak to people on different things and different matters. And I know there's a lot of things going on in this world. We have areas where there's times where there's racial tension. There's times where there's situations where women's rights needs to be fought for. African American rights need to be fought for. We've got other people's, lives and the way they live. Certain things need to be fought for, whether it's the poor, the rich, all of that stuff. There's something somewhere. There's some issues somewhere along the line with everything. So we have to talk about more to really understand and listen to and get to know some of the things that are going on. So there's a lot of things that need to be discussed, but we can't discuss it if we're arguing with one another. We can discuss it if we can talk, if we can have a line of communication and talk on things. And that's one thing that I really think that what needs to be happening. People have no business judging people with morals. We choose to follow what God's teachings are. Right? Okay. I like that. Okay. I can understand it. And that's why I wanted to bring this up and talk to you all about this and just bring this on for a minute, because, it just, and I allow people to come on and talk to talk on my page and say stuff because, I'm not going against the Bible. God loves people, but he does not love like their sins. Okay, bingo. God loves people, is not loved like their sins. And, and let's be real. We all have sins. We all have sins that have come short of God's glory. I'm just being real. We all, everybody has some type of sin or something that we aren't doing right. We all are working on trying to be better each day, or most of us are trying to be better each day in what we do. So, like I said, I'm not here to judge nobody. I'm not here to condemn nobody or anything else, because we all have our faults. Everybody has something that's a vice, or their fault has a fault. Whether if it's somebody lying to people, somebody who eats too much. Eating too much can be a sin. Some people have alcohol issues. Some people have sexual issues. So, there's a lot of things that are sins. Some people have unfaithfulness issues. Some people can't be faithful. Some people have honesty issues. Some people can't be honest. Some people can't be faithful. Some people can't be honest. Some people have drinking. Some people have drugs. Some people have sex issues. Whatever it is. Everybody's got an issue out there some way and somehow. Some people rob, cheat, steal, and whatever else. So, it's a couple of different things. There's a lot of different things out there that people have that could be issues in their life, but you just don't hear about everything that everybody doing. But it really made me look at some things, and so I wanted to look more deeper into this thing with Chick-fil-A, and the statement, the issues, Fellowship of Christian Athletes, the stance they have and the situations there. Athletes, people in their life, their choices, and those things. And it's surprising. It's surprising. I'm not saying one way is right. I'm not saying one way is wrong. I'm saying it's surprising. It's surprising. But people can have some good rebuttals to things and good valid points to things. So it's a lot of stuff that maybe in this world need to look at, need to see, to see a little bit more. Because I'm still, as I look at the Chick-fil-A situation, I'm still looking at it saying, well, okay, Chick-fil-A has announced that they have changed some of the ways of where they do their donations, because apparently it was they were doing a lot of donations to anti-gay organizations, anti-gay supportive organizations, or anything along that line or something like that. So they changed the way they do some stuff on that part. But so I guess there's a lot of different things in that part, because Christianity does teach certain things certain ways. And there's certain things in the Bible that teach certain ways. So, therefore, it's also too is people's takes on the Bible are different. Now, the Bible says what it says. People's takes on the Bibles are differently, because it's how people want to interpret things in the Bible. I mean, I'm not wrong. I'm being realist. There's some things on how people interpret stuff in the Bible that can trigger some things. It can make people say certain things certain ways, look at certain stuff certain ways. Yeah, the Bible talks about us loving everybody, love everyone. There's other things in the Bible, but you know what? I will say this. Everybody need to read the Bible for themselves. You need to read the Bible for yourself. Don't go off of what someone else says is in the Bible. Read the Bible for yourself. If you can't read, then get the audio version and listen to the audio version of the Bible. It's a book. Read it from the front to the back. Just being real, just leaving it at on that part. But I've learned in my life, and I'm gonna say this: I'm not putting this. And when I say about the Bible stuff, I'm not saying about the church, because church is beyond church walls. The church in you, the life you live, the God in you, and how you live it, or stuff like that. That's so you have to read your book, or I'll say your Bible or your book, whatever book you chose to read or whatever religion you choose to be in. You need to read it to understand that to the ways it needs to be understood by the books on that part. Because some people are it may be other styles, other religious ways. They may have other levels of faith or whatever else. But you got to figure your life for you. But I guess I'm really trying to figure here. I mean, I didn't see nothing wrong in Chick-fil-A as far as me eating there the other day. Like I said, I knew they had issues in the past. I didn't see nothing wrong with what I was doing. I mean, I ate there, whatever else. I mean, I've seen them do things, and I've seen people change. So I've seen people change as well over time. So I mean, like I said, I thought Chick-fil-A and the issues that controversy that was going on, that it gotten some adjustments. Obviously, Chick-fil-A has made some more changes over time, because I mean, I've even seen I've seen on social media as I look through stuff where Chick-fil-A was helping support other places, organizations, and events. I mean, even different pride events. I think that they, some food was donated to, whatever it was. Maybe somebody bought it and donated there, but people were eating it. I mean, they were eating it, so I don't know. I mean, there's some things. I mean, I guess it's just hard to understand and hard. It ain't my place to understand or figure out. But there's some things that might need to be talked about. I mean, there's some things along that line. I mean, I know sometimes people can, and I'll say this: you have some people sometimes that may make a racist mistake, make a racist statement. They may not have realized what they said at the time was a racist statement, but they made it. And the reason why I say somebody could do that, I've been around people before. Sometimes people hang around people. I hang around friends who are white, and I've heard white friends sometimes on the basketball courts use the N word. But but if they were out somewhere else, it might be used differently. Now, like I said, I've heard it been used before. They didn't intend on being racist in that matter, but they said it while shooting ball around the guys' ribs. I mean, you heard white rappers and some of the guys like that where it's been said ribs, and I'm not saying that it should be said, but I'm saying I've heard it said. And so, but then, some people come back in their apologize, man, I should have said it. I'm wrong for that. I should have said that. It was not meant that way. Okay, you didn't mean it. But, there's sometimes where, and you can forgive people for things. I mean, I thought maybe Chick-fil-A's thing, whatever it was, and I figured that was gone with the rest. But, but who knows? I mean, it's not my call. I'm not them. I don't know all the details of it. But people can say some things sometimes, and they can change the way, and change their mindset, change how they are. We've seen a lot of people change over the years. I mean, over time. There's a lot of stuff that was said and done in the 80s, 90s that has changed now. Times are different. People have changed. Things have changed. But now, if things haven't changed, then I can see where people may say, I'm not going here, I'm not going there, whatever else. But I thought some things have changed since then. I mean, but if you talking about people within your community are still going, that's what leads me to kind of wonder what really is the situation there, whatever else. I mean, if I know someone is let's say, for instance, if someone is just a straight up racist, they are a racist. If they're truly a racist, I'm not going to their house to eat, and I know they're truly a racist. None of my friends that know they're racist are going to go there to eat if they truly know they're racist, because they'd be crazy to go there if they knew they were racist. So, but if people change, because like I said, people can change. People can go through life and things happen and things change. Then that's a difference. But that's something where people have to learn to understand and kind of see some things along that line. And I hope this does open up for conversation with people. I hope it does. I really hope it does. I hope it opens up for more conversation with people. I hope that it, really just, we all can have a conversation, because we all should support everything that people support each other, and be supportive in helping mentor and talk to people so we can understand things better. But I mean, I was just in shock at that, though, that they get the comment on there, and I'm like, let me check this here and find out, because this is kind of new to me on some of this stuff, because I thought it was done. But see, and Sarah, I'm just like on you. I'm gonna go back to your comment up here, because and that was my thing. I've got friends who are LGBTQ community friends. So I know people in the community. I'm supportive of them. I love them much. But and I'm a heterosexual straight guy. I'm a straight guy. But I mean, I've got friends in that community, and they eat there, and like I said, some people even work there that are in that community, in the community. So I'm just surprised that the guy's comment, because I'm like, maybe you ain't sent the memo to some people in the community, because somebody must have missed that. Because if people are still going there eating, they going there, you coming off on me, but you're not looking at your own people who are doing it. So whose part is it to tell them, or mention to them about what's going on or whatever else? I mean, the things that are happening in the black community, I don't need a white person to tell me what's going on, because I know what's going on in there. And I'm not saying that trying to be racial or racist, like that. I'm just saying things that happen in black communities. I know what's happening in black communities, because I'm watching. I grew up in the black community. I grew up, in certain areas where, so I see stuff that's going on. So I'm not gonna go and run and you know and tell someone, let's say, one of my white friends, oh, you need to go support this, da 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 da. You need to da da. You've got black friends. You need to tell them what they need to do. No, I don't need to go with them like that. I love my white friends. I love my black friends, and they all are friends. I don't look at them as color. I look at them as friends and family because that's who they are. If there's something I want to relate something to people, I relay it myself. Especially if it's about people in my community, I need to relate that to them myself. The message my white friend might deliver to them is not going to come off the same way that is going to come coming from me being in the black community. So therefore, I'm like, it's certain things on there. Oh, I'm coming, Sandra. I'm going to check this here. A question: if we stand with something God say and will not get you into heaven, then with us, are we misleading that person? Yes, I'm not sinless. To me, it's like agreeing with them and help stopping them from making it to heaven, just how I feel. We all have a right to what we think. I'm from the 60s and people didn't broadcast which sex we were sleeping with. Well, and Sandra, exactly what you just said right there. I grew up. I'm not from the '60s. I'm a little bit younger than you are. I'm not ashamed to admit I'm a '70s. I'm in the '70s. I'm a '70s baby. Um, but I will say this: way we were taught up, you don't discuss your sex life. You don't discuss your income. As far as your finances. And stuff like that. But nowadays, I know a lot of things have come a little more open with people where they talk a little bit more. People discuss their sex life, they discuss their finances, how much money they made, how much this. There's some things in my life I still keep quiet. I don't talk about. I just don't discuss. I mean, I don't think. Yeah, I don't think people need to know what my earnings are or are not. Um, I'm real quiet and tight on a lot of things. Whether if it's in my dating life or in certain my earnings in different levels of careers, jobs, and stuff I do and that stuff there. So I think people nowadays are a little different because there's some people who run around bragging about what kind of sex they have, who they have sex with, and all that stuff. And some people who brag how much money they made or what they made for the year and all that stuff. And I don't, I mean, I just don't know, but that's how some people are nowadays. Times have changed on some things. Um, so, I think that, we all need to look at, our faith and look at, like I said, read the Bible for ourselves or read whatever book, whatever spiritual power or whatever level of faith somebody has, they need to read up on their own stuff to get some understandings on things in their life. I mean, it's, I believe, whatever people choose to do is your life. As long as you ain't hurting nobody and damaging nobody and injuring nobody, I mean, that's your choice. What you want to do, who you want to date, who you want to be with, what lifestyle you choose is yours. Just don't try to force your life or your ways on other people. That's my belief. Is because I mean I can love everybody, and I don't try to force my life, my ways on anybody. I mean, if somebody is people who know me. People who love me, love me. I've had people who have questioned things about me. I have. I'm not going to act like there hasn't been questions. I mean, heck, I wear wild and crazy suits, as you see. I wear wild shoes, the shoes with the fish in the bottom, the big boots. And I've heard people say, "Oh, he's probably gay, or he's no, he's this. He's." People call me queer, and think I couldn't hear him. But I'm walking by. I've heard it. I mean, and I'm gonna be real with you. I've heard people in my black community, in the black community, have said that about me and called me that, or they've gone to friends of mine and asked friends, "Is Lily gay or is Lily this, that, whatever else?" And my friends who know me, family know me, like, no, Lily's not. Lily just loves everybody. Lily just loves all people. But sometimes we can get judged because of our dress, because of our style. Sometimes we can get talked about because of our dress, because of our style, because of our character, who we are. But I always tell people, get to know me. Come and get to know me. Come talk to me. Come speak to me. I don't bite. I don't yell. I don't fuss unless at times I might get mad about something, but I normally don't. I try to be. I'm a real calm, cool person. I really try to talk to everybody. But but that's the thing. It's there's a level of, I leave some things to God and let God, if anybody is supposed to do any kind of, that's God. That's on God on that. We have to love each other and not try to mislead anybody on anything. I mean, it's, I have asked my friends who are in the LGBTQ community, those who are part of the community and those that work at Chick-fil-A, I have reached out to them and asked them some questions about it, because I even showed them the comment in the post of what the person said to me. Because I want to say, I'm thinking, because like I told myself, I said I'll never say their names of who they are over the bills, because I don't want them catching any kind of backlash or anything from anybody. But I did, mention them and ask them, because I wanted their thoughts and their opinions off of it, and I won't say what their opinions and their thoughts was, but they were like, I will say, they said this to me: Lily, you're not wrong in what you did. You're not. You are a person. You're a being. You're supportive of everybody. You are supportive of people. You have helped do events for everybody, be it if it's church events, if it's LGBTQ events, if it's just any regular events. You have been helping to support and help everybody that you can, and you love everyone. You don't judge people for anything, so you just continue being you. And when they said it to me, I was like, okay, I appreciate that. I just want to make sure it's something I'm missing. I said, but I do want to know more and understand this, whatever it is. And, so they are, it helps us to bring about some conversations, to talk about some things and understand it. But it also let me know people are going to come up to try to say and push things off in certain ways. But there's discussions. And one thing they also did agree on, they said, well, there are some things where, like you said, people need to probably talk more in their communities. They talk within their own communities to open eyes in communities on some things. If there's some other stuff that's going on that's not known, because that's where that starts first, is talking within your own communities. So all right, left it at that. Well, look, y'all, I just want to come on and talk for a little bit. If you ever like to be a guest on the show, hey, what's up? Whoever said hey on there on that part, I'm not on my Facebook page right now. It just says Facebook user, so I can see the name whenever I go to the Facebook side of it. But this is streaming on Facebook as well on there. So, hey to everybody. Hope you all are doing well. And I'm going to head out right now. Got some other work we're going to do to work on. And we'll definitely be back talking more. If anybody would like to be a guest on the podcast, contact me, message me, let me know. We can have a conversation here as well. We're going to talk on other stuff as well. So we talk about everything on today. Let's talk about it podcast. We'll have more conversation going on, more stuff. Anybody wants to be a guest, feel free to let me know. We come on, we can talk on, bring you on. You can do it from your own home or your location of where you're at. I just have to send you the link. You can come on and be a guest. And that's it on that part. Love y'all. Y'all take care. You probably heard my phone ringing, so I got to answer that, get that call, and get that handled. But love y'all. Y'all take care, and have a great day. And remember, today, make it a great one. Love everybody. Show love, show support, and love everybody. So we're going to take this out to a commercial, and then we'll give you a motivational message at the end, folks. Love you all so much. And once again, thank you all so much for chiming in, tuning in. Love y'all.
Here walks a person with class, style, and confidence. The reason why he's so happy is not just because of the suit that he wears or the shoes that he has on. It's because his jewels are jolly. When he got up this morning, he washed with ballsy ball wash. Keep the funk off your job. That's butt and body wash. Ballsy brand.
There's a lot of time that people talk about mountains, and a lot of people say, oh, when I can get this mountain moved, oh God, will you move this mountain? A lot of times God has placed that mountain there for you not to move it. It's almost like when you're kids, people who have children, the kid come up and says, can I have $20 or can I have $50? You just normally don't give that kid $20 or $50. You ask the kid to work for it, right or wrong. So a lot of times that's what God is doing in our lives, where he wants you to put forth some effort and work. He's not wanting to move that mountain for you. He didn't place that mountain there for it to just move out of your way. He placed it there so that you would climb it. Because whenever you climb it, you'll actually see a difference. You're making an effort. Because when you get to the top of that mountain, what you see at the top of that mountain is you get to look at the situation below from a different view. You can see it from 10,000 feet, from 20,000 feet. You get to assess the situation, because then you're not in the midst of the storm that's down at the bottom of that mountain that you were trying to get moved out of your life. Whenever you got it, when you're able to be up on top of that mountain, you also can get a little closer to where you can hear the message of what's being told to you, what's been trying to be given to you. Because when you're down in the midst of all the storm, it's too much commotion where you can't see or you can't hear what's going on, and you're not focused. So instead of asking to move the mountain, climb the mountain. Take some effort. Even if you got to get something to attach in and pick into the mountain and reach and climb, get a rope, get a way to pull yourself up, but get yourself to where you can get to the top of that mountain, and then you'll find your decision. Because what that's doing as well is separating you from something. It's separating you from either some trouble or situation. It's separating you so you can clear your mind and so you can think whenever you get on top of that mountain. Stop asking to move the mountain and instead work to climb the mountain. Today, the Network King Lee Williams here. Make it a great one.